with something that is currently within the context of the global agenda on what we call the Sustainable Development Goals, goal number 6, that talks about access to water and the sanitation. Which means that if there is any aspect of the report that should, of course, deserve some level of national emergency, is in the area of provision of water, and that is still far from being done. On the whole, having engaged with this process, I think we note the progress that has been made, but at the same time, we also know that we would have moved beyond where we are today. And for us as a community, as those who also engage with this process, we are seeing two key things that, of course, is giving us a very big challenge. In this forum, we say we need to be frank. The sort of institutional bureaucracy that we are seeing with Hyprep, if not curtailed, cannot allow Hyprep to deliver on its core mandate. I took part in all the discussion. As a matter of fact, the Hyprep intervention, as far as we are concerned, was seen from a perspective of conflict resolution. And that is why from day one, we ensured that it was a multi-stakeholder driven process involving Shell, which is the polluter, the federal government, and the Ogoni community. And what we sought for in that discussion that led to where we have all the external bodies and structure we have today was an intervention agency that is relatively autonomous in its decision-making, far away from those of bureaucratic bottlenecks that can affect its performance. And that was what, of course, formed the basis of the conclusions of the engagement that we had in those times when we were engaging in this process. Unfortunately, I think that what we have now appears to us to be a departure from the initial thinking and structure that we're putting in place, which of course is affecting how Hyprep is supposed to function. We all agree training is needed, livelihood support is needed. We had a consultation with the women since February 2017. Today is December 2017. That training is not yet up. All not because we don't have what it takes to do it, but because of the sort of bureaucratic intervention that, of course, if it was not there, that whole thing would have been concluded or at a substantial level by now. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think our focus, in as much as we appreciate what has happened so far, I think it will be in the interest of all of us and for us as a common humanity if we can break down the bureaucratic bottlenecks that are hampering Hyprep and allow it to have some measure of financial autonomy to carry on their day-to-day activity. Additionally, we also feel that while we appreciate, as I said, the federal government commitment, we think that that commitment needs also to be balanced by their own financial contribution to the process. We were gladdened when the president announced about some budget for the governance framework, but of course, what we're seeing there as the sum is also disappointing. We think that we needed something very far more than what is being allocated as far as that budget is concerned. Well, we all know that progress can only be made when a group will come together, sit down as we are doing today, identify our common challenges, and find a way forward. And I think this forum is here to find that way forward. I commend the project coordinator that in spite of all the challenges and the bottlenecks, he has been able to move to some level in terms of getting the project to have a direction. All we have to do is to see how we can support the process, support him, and I think from the Ogoni perspective, the Ogoni community is ever ready to support the process, but with the caveat that that support must also be balanced by what the federal government is doing in trying to make sure that the challenges that he faced is also addressed and dealt with. I wish all of us successful deliberations in today's roundtable. Thank you.
Thank you, President of MOSOF, Mr. Legosi Piagbara. Very quickly, we want to accommodate the President of Kagote. Kagote is the elitist organization for Ogoni people. Very distinguished personalities. Permit me to invite to the podium Dr. Peter Mede.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Minister, ably represented by our friend, Dr. Ishaku, the project coordinator, our brother, Dr. Marvin Deki, the president of the movement of the survival of Ogoni people, my brother, Legosi Piagbara, Professor Phillips of SPDC, my brother Knight Cyrus of Nosra, our own friend and brother Celestin Akbubari. I think the protocol is getting longer, and I want to bridge it so that I'll be able to deliver on my mandate to discuss this very important program. Let me thank the project coordinator and the federal government for making this platform available for us to be able to talk to Nigerians, both locally and internationally, to be able to inform them of what's going on in Ogoni land. Let me thank the present federal government for the effort and the zeal they have put in place to ensure that the Hyprep program in Ogoni land is getting the present momentum that it is getting. And we're indeed very pleased about that. The present federal government had actually put in very serious commitment in this process. And so I want to inform you all, first and foremost, that the effort of Hyprep to clean Ogoni land is real. I'm saying so because a lot has been said calling names on this program, that this program is not real, it's political, it's a sham. I want to inform you, not just as a member of the Board of Trustees, but also as a leader who is actually in leadership position in Ogoni, that Ogoni people, we are seeing the effort so far that the program is real. But let me state it very clearly that the mistake people are having about this program is that everybody is seeing this program in terms of the end, not the means. Because the end of this program is actually the remediation effort on impacted sites. Rather, what the federal government is doing in Ogoni land is the implementation of the set of recommendations of the United Nations Environmental Program study that have been conducted to investigate the level of oil devastation in Ogoni land. And so what they are doing presently is to implement those set of recommendations, not just one of them, of which the actual cleaning of impacted site is just one of those recommendations. Now, if you look at it from that perspective, you'll be able to understand and appreciate the efforts that is going on. And so, the several efforts that are being in place is actually to ensure that we have not just a sustainable environment,